Greetings, BArcadians, and welcome to another edition of the BA Gaming News Show. With your host today, me, Tabz, and my good friend, Rich. So hello, Rich.
Hello.
So yeah, we've got another jam-packed episode of the BA News for you this week. Some really exciting pieces. One themed around this t-shirt that I've hastily chucked on. Cupboards were upended to try and get it on. Yeah, Mario themed. But before we get into everything, Rich, shall we just have a quick chat what we've been playing mostly this week together, Hasten?
Yes, yeah, we have actually been gaming together. So early part of the week, so Saturday, having encountered a glitch that we know about on Tabz, don't we, on Ghost of Tsushima?
Rich was struggling completing Ghost of Tsushima, so he seems to claim he encountered a glitch that made the game impossibly difficult to play.
I did find a glitch that meant it was impossible to complete. But nevertheless, I did platinum. I finished the story and platinumed it. I think Saturday I platinumed it, I think. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm really chuffed with that. To be honest, I feel a bit tinge of sadness that it's over, which is always a good sign of you've enjoyed playing a game. So that was cool. And
multiplayer on arrival though, mate. Don't worry.
This is it. Yeah, we've got some more stuff coming down the line. And then yes, we've both been playing Monster Hunter, haven't we? Which has been good to get back into that, and purchased Iceborne and been sort of delving into that.
I'd say rather an impetuous buy. Couple of WhatsApp messages and then, should we bite the bullet? And then I think I just got from you, it's done. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to commit now. So yeah, we've probably stitched ourselves up. We've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 just around the corner. I mean, to be fair, we're away this weekend and I'm basically expecting to come back to that complete. Yeah, that's true. So, your other half is a keen fan.
Yeah, absolutely loves it.
But no, we've got to split our time between Monster Hunter, Iceborne, which we are enjoying.
Yeah.
We worked on a build for you yesterday. Yeah. We do love the grind. We love that kind of, it's basically PSO, a modern PSO for a Fantasy Star Online, for those of you who don't know. So yeah, plenty of games going on this week, but shall I move us on to the first topic?
Go Tabz, first news item.
So, Nvidia paved the way. For anybody who missed I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Nvidia reveal event, talking about their new Ampere GPUs. Go on.
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday, excuse us. We're filming Thursday, this drops on a Friday. So yeah, we've got 3 new Ampere GPU SKUs from Nvidia. I think probably the biggest consumer model, or at least of most interest to people, will be the RTX 3080, which launches on September the 17th, I understand. It sounds like a massive step forward, to be honest. If we compare it to the RTX 2080 that Rich and I have in our laptops, I think from what Digital Foundry have briefly discussed and some articles that are out there, it sounds like between a 60 to 80% uplift in performance, which is pretty colossal.
Absolutely.
Nvidia themselves are suggesting that it should be able to hit 4K 60 frames per second with RTX on, albeit with the help of their DLSS technology that, check out last week's news episode, I'm in love with. So yeah, I mean, a bit of a kick in the nuts for us, Rich, given that we forked out so much for our laptops, but you know, we're still going to be competing in next gen with our laptops.
Absolutely.
Maybe even hitting a little bit above. But what else about this Nvidia reveal? Well, there were some other SKUs announced. Oh, I should mention, so the RTX 3080 we think is going to come in at £649 for those that are interested. We've also got the RTX 3070 available in October. Also massive performance boosts over its 2070 version. They're claiming that it's on par or faster than the RTX 2080 Ti, which is probably the best graphics card around right now. And that's going to be launching at £469.
And at this point, I'd just like to say that incredible amount of... So if they're saying this is on board with a 2080 Ti, currently a 2080 Ti card can cost up to £1,200.
Yeah.
And they're going to sell this one that they say can compete with that for £470. Staggering improvements in the, and I think this is to do with their new nanobits, They've
shrunk down the size of the, what do they call it?
The silicon, isn't it?
Yeah. So is it like 6 nanometers or
something like that?
Yeah.
From whatever it proves. So that basically means it's much more cost effective to produce, and obviously they can pass that savings on to us as the consumer. But I think at that price, outstanding value for money.
Yeah, and what it also tells us is our fears about next gen being super expensive. Well, obviously, if graphics cards are coming down in cost, you know, hopefully that's what Nintendo and Sony and Xbox were banking on. You know, and we might see that sort of saving passed on to the consumer as well. Finally, last SKU, and you can come in, RTX 3090, available on the September the 24th. This is the big beastly card, top of the range. Most people, I think, will be priced out of this one at £1,399. But that's going to have 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory, a big cooler, and Nvidia are suggesting that it's basically 8K ready as a graphics card. So it's going to be able to drive 8K TVs if you're lucky enough to have one of those.
I was going to say, like, massively before its time. The only thing I was going to say there is, having now seen the cost effectiveness, now let's blow you out of the water with the 3090, which I don't think you're going to see many of them in just the average Joe's household, let's face it. Not many people are spending £1,400 on a graphics card, but it just shows there's plenty of scope for further performance down the line with that as an offering from Nvidia, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know the exact stats, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is the 3090 or the 3080, but I think they offer a significant boost in performance from even the next generation of consoles.
Wow, okay.
So, you know, at one point I think we were thinking, wow, they're going to be comparable, the next gen consoles, with what we're seeing on the market of PC, and even in fact excelling PC hardware in the form of SSDs.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like along with this GPU announcement, I think we have heard some SSD talk from PCs that's really going to up the ante on even what the next gen consoles are doing. PCs are very much still going to lead the line in terms of, you know, fully next generation hardware, but as Rich points out, it will come at a price.
The trouble is, the PC world, unlike the console world, a new console generation comes around and everyone goes mad about it, or some crazy new components come out in the PC, and it's like it's not at the limelight that a next generation console launch has.
Well, that's the baseline, isn't it? The console is almost what all developers tend to skew towards when they develop games. So even though you've got all this fancy hardware, as we've had RTX cards for a while now, well, to be honest, we've not really seen the fruits of them necessarily, because there aren't that many ray tracing games that we've been that interested to buy. So you've got this fancy tech, unless you've got, you know, you're using it for work, for processing, productivity, you don't really get to flex those muscles necessarily until the console markets catch up. But let's stop banging on, Rich. Let's move on to the next topic before we make another 30-minute edition.
So, Sony doubles down on PlayStation Studios. Sony has recently announced its intention to continue acquiring major studios to work on its first-party games as part of the Sony Worldwide Studios roster. The news comes from a recently filed corporate report, which also includes details of the company's intention, very surprisingly, to port more first-party games to PC, following the commercial success of the likes of Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn on Steam. And I'm quoting the report here: "We will explore expanding our first-party titles to PC platform in order to promote further growth in our profitability." Very interesting. They also went on the report to say that Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to invest in or acquire firms with abundant creativity and cutting-edge technologies to build up worldwide studios in association with first-party titles production studios. So very interesting news indeed. They're obviously saying they really want to push this brand forward. I'm not sure...
Credit to Video Game 24/7 on that article, by the way, just so you know.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I don't always like to hear about studios being bought out. I like to see the independence. You know, we've seen it, unfortunately, with lots of studios where they've been bought out by someone, and it sort of dilutes their creativity in their corporate world, and we don't see the best from that studio anymore. But it's interesting.
To be fair to Sony, though, they tend to give these studios a voice to really still flex their creativity, but they seem to make fantastic games. You can't argue with like God of War, Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima. You know, you can go on.
I guess the nod in that respect is to Microsoft, who we know have bought studios,
squandered that talent,
and you know, they've sort of become nothing or less impressive than they were. Not necessarily Sony, but so that's my reservations about that. But I think this is great. I think the fact that they're putting lots of effort and time and money into first-party studios, which I think is Sony and PlayStation as a brand's biggest selling point, is the fact that they have such superb games. So the fact that they want to continue that trend is fantastic for us as gamers. And
yeah, we've said, haven't we, in recent news shows, we really applaud Sony's approach to business. They see games as being the king, and I think they absolutely are. They're the experiences as gamers we're bothered about,
absolutely,
not the hardware wrapped around it. So I'm all for doubling down on these, these studios having a managerial approach that, as we've seen with Sony at least, really does deliver that output in terms of quality, consistency of their product. So fantastic news for me. I would say in terms of the PC, Sony games coming to PC, great. As gamers, we want to share experiences. The only thing I would say is they need to iron some stuff out there, because whereas Death Stranding was commended as a fantastic port and DLS utilisation was particularly great in it, I think Horizon had a bit of a bumpy start at least.
Okay.
Some performance issues there that they're having to iron out, I think, even as we speak. So, we
know that is something that Microsoft are doing. They're producing a lot of their games that are coming on the Xbox Series X or the Xbox One are coming to PC. So we know that's something that can work commercially. So it does not really greatly surprising. And now they've obviously found their outlet to be able to put them out. I think it's a great thing for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharing those experiences.
Anyway, move us on, Tabz.
So, let's return to my t-shirt theme and the Mario news this week. So, finally, as Rich alluded to last week, if Nintendo came out, I think he said, with a decent direct, all will be forgiven on their recent performances with...
Well, guess what?
Yeah, guess what? We got a Mario direct that dropped today, after the news was finalised, in fact, so I'm going to have to read through an article live with you to kind of give you an idea as to what we've seen. But suffice to say, Rich, there was plenty to get our teeth into.
And I would say, surprisingly, I actually spoke, I think, did we speak a few days ago that there was a lot of industry analysts that were saying Nintendo have done this year. They didn't think that we would see much at all from Nintendo this year. Well, this bucks that trend.
Well, personally, we were really excited about the rumours of this 3D Super Mario collection that were doing the rounds for months now. And then I think we had a little dip last week where we thought, hang on, might this be just rumours and it's never going to come to fruition?
Yes, and this is all around the 35th anniversary of Mario, isn't it?
Exactly, 35th anniversary of Mario this year. So we've got this Shadow Drops Direct, and I'll tell you all about it now. So we've got Super Mario 3D All-Stars for the Switch, which is made up of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy in one package. So it's going to feature enhanced visuals, high resolution, and at least for some of the game entries there, 16:9 screen ratio.
Nice.
All three games in the collection will be compatible with 2 Joy-Con controllers, because there is some motion controls in there, especially I think Galaxy specifically. There's also a music player, I think much like the Smash Brothers music implementation, where you can listen to specific songs from each game, which I think is a really beautiful addition to such classic games. The weird thing is there's a limited time to actually buy this amalgamation of classic games. So the release date is set to be September the 18th, and it will only be available for purchase until March 2021. I had a quick look before we came on the news, and all I could find was a digital pre-order on the Nintendo website. So I don't know if there's going to be a physical copy. So you'll have to stay tuned to that, BArcadians. But
the only thing I'll say, there was a screenshot at the end of this particular part of the trailer, at the end of it, that showed a box art.
Must be then.
So I would say, I don't know. Interesting. What we'll have to stake ears to the ground on that one.
Yeah, but if you're a bit squinty now, maybe get in pre-order the digital version if you don't mind having it and you want to bag it before March 2021. But anyway, what else have we got? So, well, I should comment to say that Super Mario Galaxy 2 was omitted from that package, which has led to a lot of, some disappointment amongst Nintendo fans, but fingers crossed it'll just be another being bagged up for a further release in a quiet part of next year, perhaps. But what else, Rich? We've got Super Mario Bros. Themed Game & Watch system, which is going to be released in November. We've got a Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale called Super Mario Bros. 35, which we haven't talked about at great length, but it looks interesting.
I don't think we've seen this.
No. We've got the release as well as Super Mario 3D World, which is it's a Switch port of a Wii U game, as we've come to understand. That's currently set to release in next year, 2021. One nice new feature though is the addition of Bowser's Fury, which seems to be a new kind of expansion pack of new levels.
They've only sort of like glimpsed that. We don't know what's coming there. This looks really good actually, multiplayer. I'm excited for this. I was disappointed to see that it was a Wii U port, but again, it's one I've missed out on, so I'm excited to play it. I think it looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, multiplayer Mario, it's just...
Can't go wrong.
It begs to be played. And Rich, do you want to just tell us a little about something else you're excited about?
Yes.
This old Mario Kart Live home circuit.
Yes, that's it. So this is in essence a remote-controlled Mario Kart, which you are controlling, as I understand it, from the Switch. It has a built-in camera, and it has like an augmented reality where you can plot a course through your house, living room, wherever you are, via these checkpoints that you can put out, and you can basically play Mario Kart on your Switch or on the TV using the kart in real life, and it sort of puts the course and the other characters
augments it onto the screen.
And this looks fantastic. I'm really excited about this. There are some reservations. How fast is the kart going? Is it literally pottering around at a snail's pace so that there's less skill involved in it, or is there some skill involved in this? But fantastic idea. I really, really like this idea. Innovation
at its best. And I think we've seen that with Nintendo with the Labo series. Whether this is successful or not, you've got to admire that kind of courage, how brave they are to just smash an idea like this out there. I would say it's probably aimed more towards kids, but that doesn't mean to say that there's not, you know, barrelfuls of fun to be had here, even for the likes of us, Rich.
When Tabz said this to me prior to filming, I went, well, I'm definitely buying it.
Defensively.
I shot that down.
Yeah. I mean, we've always said one of the greatest things about the Switch is you can play it on the toilet. Well, now you can play Mario Kart in real life while you're on the toilet, in the toilet. I mean,
fantastic.
Put that on the box art, Nintendo. You'll sell it in the bucket loads. So yeah.
Absolute bumper feast, and lots to be excited about. That's actually coming in October, I believe. I can't remember the actual date. I think it was October.
Yeah, I'm going to take your word on that. Release date, 16th of October, 2020. So there we go, Barcadians. Loads to get our teeth into, loads to be excited for. Nintendo, you know, we're sorry, we are not worthy. Forgive us for our lack of vision and lack of faith in your delivery. But we're super excited, and who knows, we could see a Switch Pro next year just to cap those expectations. But Rich, what about everything else?
So everything else. Firstly, I'm going to go with something I'd forgotten about. So this is a blind one for you, Tabz. Rumours of Monster Hunter possibly could be coming to the Switch. We don't really know a lot about this, how it will be. Will it be a port of Monster Hunter World? I think that could be interesting. Will it be something new entirely? Me and Tabz have spoken about this, and I have reservations about the fact that, given the fact it's in essence an online multiplayer, although there are offline parts, you can play the game offline, I don't think that it works when you're not in a Wi-Fi area. So does that give a nod that maybe the Switch Pro could have a mobile internet processor? Who knows? But yeah, stay ear to the ground, possibly Monster Hunter of some sort coming to the Switch down the line.
Yeah, my guess would be it'll be a standalone game built for the Switch up, probably iterating off some of the things we've seen in Monster Hunter World. You know, it's have got a big history in handheld devices, so I think they'll adapt it perfectly, and I'm excited for it as we're big Monster Hunter fans,
Absolutely.
as we've said. But anyway, let's move on. So FF16 gets a Twitter account name, which might mean the reveal is coming down the line. No way of knowing if it's fake though, so keep your powder dry on this one, as Rich has beautifully put in the script.
Apparently, there's some new Resident 8 details coming this month at TGS. No news on what that will take the form of. I'm guessing it's probably going to be another trailer or maybe some in-game footage, but yeah, they basically wouldn't be drawn on what they're going to show off at TGS.
I'm excited for that. Call of Duty Black Ops beta set for October according to leaks, potentially dated to the 8th, with the full games releasing on the 13th of November, as we already know.
Claims, and we spoke about this last week, that Sony's next showcase will be in the first half of September, and that a new Silent Hill game is definitely coming. Other rumours suggest September the 9th for the date, which, as again we mentioned last week, is the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation, the original PlayStation launching in America. And this came in the form of a tweet that was put out by someone who's sort of in the know in the...
Aesthetic Gamer, aka Dust Golem. We've talked about him, he's been in a scandal recently, but he has still got a decent track history for leaking genuine.
Absolutely, and actually some of the things he put in the piece that he dropped is very interesting, so I'll just read that to you. In other news, Resident Evil 8 will most likely be great. I'm not sure what he's basing that on, but Resident Evil 4 is in a bit of a worrying position right now, which is not great.
No.
Silent Hill is still in development, very interesting. Something Shenmue related will be released in 1 to 2 weeks. What could that possibly be? I'd love, and we were speaking, would someone do a Shenmue 4?
Yeah, I'd love a Shenmue 4. I think they need to really make it bigger, better, you know, take it into the modern age.
More polished. It needs more
yeah,
polish.
absolutely more polished.
Went on to say a PS5 event 1st of September, Monster Hunter Switch, which we've mentioned earlier, is being revealed soon. And then he said, have a great day.
So yeah, I mean, there's loads on the horizon potentially, if we believe all that. And I'm just still recovering from this Mario Direct, to be honest, Rich. I might have to watch some videos after this filming. But BArcadians, thank you for joining us this week. As ever, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear, you know, your excitement, your enthusiasm for all these topics we've discussed today. And yeah, remember, please like the video to support the work we do. Please make sure you subscribe and ring that bell for notifications to stay abreast of every single thing we put out. And I think that's probably it for today, Rich. Another one for the archives.
Stamped and completed.